everyone, welcome to my channel, Bow and Arrow Tarot. Today we're going to get right into the weekly reading for the sign of Capricorn. Alright, so let's get right into it. I'm going to pull out your 3 romance angel messages for the week. And go ahead and pull out your animal spirits for the week, Capricorn, and then we'll get right into your spread now. Here we are, January 12th to the 18th for lovely Capricorn. This is your season, right? We're right well into your birthday month. So I do hope you guys are doing well. All right. Straight out we have, keep an open mind. Your soulmate may differ from your usual type and expectations. Wedding. Wedding's been coming up a lot for you guys these last few months in your readings. And release your ex. Time to clear that energy. All right, so let's go ahead and get right into your animal spirits. Animal spirits can be energies becoming available to us. They can indicate stages in our lives that you're entering into. They can also represent characteristics or personality types of people that you may be encountering. So just take it as it comes to you. If it doesn't apply to you, if it doesn't resonate with you or pertain to your life, let it go. It's not for you. All right, Capricorn, let's just see. Straight out, we have the Phoenix. Didn't see that. There we go. First chakra. We have the Lamb. Nice. Earth energy. Representative of newborns. And the Swan. Wow. Okay, so interesting, right? 3 fairly interesting animal spirits because they really differ. Sometimes you will have all apex predators, or you may have, you know, a lot of sort of air or earth. But here we have 3 completely different animal spirits. We have an ether element, an earth element, and a water element. Now, the Phoenix is, of course, associated with the very first chakra, the root chakra that is at the base of the spine. And we talk about rebirth, right? Phoenix is all about rising from the ashes. It is oftentimes a decision to let go of suffering, to be reborn, right? To have a whole new life, right? A whole new starting. Really, this is all about sort of almost like, you know, shedding the everything of your life from before, right? Almost as if as a snake sheds its skin, perhaps, you know. It's really sort of just coming completely into a whole new being for yourself. Everything has sort of transcended. Everything has sort of reached another level, right? Leveled up in some way, right? The Phoenix is really, really strong energy. And certainly it represents sort of burning off karma, you know, burning off karma of the past and sort of finding yourself in a space in your life where you are absolutely completely unhindered by anything that was in your past, whether it is trauma, whether it is the, like I just said, you know, leftover karma that you may still have to deal with, old ways of thinking, right? This is really oftentimes really indicates such a new level in your life, such a different level in your life. You know, some people who see you from your past life may not even recognize you. And this is a real transformative period when the Phoenix comes in. Now the Lamb. The Lamb is earth energy and is representative of all that is sort of pure and gentle and innocent, right? Oftentimes Lamb coming in, when you see the Lamb animal spirit coming in, it can indicate the birth of a new child, a new life coming into your life or into your home. The birth of something really creative also, right? It doesn't have to be a child. It can be sort of the seeds sprouting of a very, you know, seeds that were sown in sort of a creative manner now beginning to sprout, right? And so the birth of a new sort of creative outlet or creative talent or ability or quality. The lamb also indicates the need to be quiet and still, not to have a very chaotic life right now, but to have a very sort of calm life, or certainly to find space or time for yourself to be calm if your life is chaotic, because there's messages that need to come in. There's understandings that need to come in. And so if you're living a life, perhaps you're an artist or you have a career or a business that keeps you very, very busy, then if lamb comes into your sort of life, lamb energy comes into your reading, then it's time for you to make sure that you always have a few moments to yourself to be calm and still, because right now very important realizations are trying to come to you, and they will only, or messages, right? If you believe in spirits, clearly you're here at a tarot reading. And so if you believe at least a little bit in the spirit world being able to connect with our material world, our flesh and blood world here, then we're talking about the need to be still so that you can hear messages coming in, information coming in, things that you need to know, things, the type of messages that can spark inspiration and understanding. Now, the swan is water energy, and the swan is really, really interesting card. It very rarely comes up. This is talking about elegance and creativity and power at its highest. This is when oftentimes swan energy, we resonate with swan energy when we have a particular creative skill or talent and we seek to refine it. So this could really represent perhaps if you are a painter or a sculptor or a musician and you sort of pull away from society, pull away from your social scene and everything that you really know, to go somewhere and be sort of on your own to refine your art. Or if you're going somewhere perhaps, or you've sort of secured a what do they call it? Sort of like a stewardship or a mentorship or apprenticeship, right? With someone who is a master in your craft and you want to learn from them, right? You're already a master, but you want to learn from the master's master. You want to really refine your work or your quality of your work. This is what we seek in the swan, because the swan is so associated with beauty, refined beauty, strong beauty, and creativity, that this is what we're talking about in the time in your life where you're really wanting to sort of follow that path and see where it leads ultimately. Very strong energy in terms of an artist. If you are an artist and swan is coming in for you, it's very, very nice indeed, because it means that you are really taking your art and your abilities to a whole nother level, whether it be studying under someone else or simply going away to practice or to sort of search out this next level for yourself. Whatever the case may be, it's very, very strong for an artist. Someone who works in the field of creating beautiful things, right? Creative things. All right, guys, let's get right into it. I'm going to pull out 4 3-card spreads for you, Capricorn. Now, these spreads are intended to be separate from each other, so you may, you may only resonate with one of them. Ideally, you'll resonate with one of these spreads, but chances are may not be both or all 4, what have you. You may not resonate at all, and that's fine. If it doesn't, just let it go. Then this video is not for you, like I say. But in any case, let's just see what comes up for Capricorn this week, January 12th to the 18th. Show me. Show me. Ace of Cups, 2 of Swords, 10 of Cups. Wow. Ace of Cups, a new love. Some of you are coming in this week with a brand new love, interest in your life, a new opportunity and love coming in. You're resonating with that very strongly. It's on your mind, right? It could be someone you've met, right? Could be a child also. It doesn't have to be a relationship. It just has to be a new avenue or a new fountain of love coming in, a new cup of love for you. It doesn't always have to be a relationship with someone, a romantic relationship, right? Because love comes in all areas. Love comes from having a new child come into your life or adopting a child. In any case, there is a new path of love new opportunity, new fountain of love in your life that you are absolutely focused on. Coming into this week, you're met with a Two of Swords, which feels like you're having to make an impossible decision. I wonder if this is about children. I have a feeling with Lamb energy, it could be about children. It could be that somewhere along the line, because you round the week off with a Ten of Cups, it feels to me that somewhere along the line, you already have a strong love connection with someone, but this could very well be a child or a adopted child coming in, foster child, you know, whatever the case may be, coming in, and it's causing you to feel like you have to make an impossible decision. Two of Swords is very much about finding balance. And so it can be that, you know, the best way through a time when you are given two options and you simply can't choose is to find a third option. The third option is always finding a balance, right? So that you can have both avenues as part of your life, or both options as part of your life in a balanced way. You round the week off with Ten of Cups, which is, right, completion and happiness. And oftentimes, you know, that would be a child coming in to complete the circle, right? Or a wedding or something like that, that really completes this kind of love union here so that you can now springboard into your next life. And I do feel for some of you, you're being given a choice this week, and the choice that you do decide to take, which I would think is the third choice, the balance that you decide to strike here, will complete your family and really bring you guys to another level of happiness that is, you know, really incredible. And I do feel that for some of you, you'll be certainly welcoming in a new child. Eight of Wands, Queen of Swords, Ten of Swords. So some of you this week are coming in. There's being a lot of messages are coming in chaotically. Too much. Right? Too much is coming in. Too much information is coming in. You really can't discern which one to pay attention to. Not everything is worth paying attention to. 8 is the number for boundaries and strength. And so with 8 of Wands, we talk about the need to put boundaries in place, to enforce those boundaries so that you know and can better discern what information to pay attention to and what information to let go of. This can also be like sort of just my viral card. So for those of you who are artists, you know, 8 of Wands can come in when you suddenly go viral. Suddenly everybody wants a piece of you. Everybody's calling, the phone's ringing, the emails are coming, the mail is coming. And it's like, what do I do now? You know, I got to put some kind of structure or construct in place to be able to deal with all of this coming in. It can also sometimes indicate mixed messages. But I think right here, we're talking about 8 of Wands. We're just talking about too much, right? Too much 2 cents. Too many people want to put in their 2 cents, and there's a need to really sort of establish yourself and say, certainly establish your boundaries and say, look, you know, not everybody gets to come in and overstep and give me their 2 cents, you know, because it's getting too much. You are met with the Queen of Swords energy this week, which is a real feeling of, I want to say, of laying your cards on the table. You're not taking any bullshit, you know. You feel very clear about what you need to do. And I think that this 8 of Wands has almost sort of got you like, hang on, everybody just back the fuck off. This is what I want. This is what this is who I am. I'm not accepting this anymore. I'm not accepting you telling me what to do. And it feels very much like establishing your identity, establishing who you are, standing up to people in a lot of ways, I want to say. And because that's what the Queen of Swords does. She really does sort of let you know that this is who I am now. Maybe before I had trouble. Maybe I was playing a role, or maybe I was trying to, you know, appease everyone else. But right now, what's most important is that I am my authentic self, and you can love it or you can leave it, right? And you round the week off with a Ten of Swords. So this feels very much like a healing process for a lot of you Capricorns. Asserting yourself this week in the light of all of this chaos that's coming in and the chaotic information and messages coming in is really kind of, for some of you, I'm going to say, is to force you out of a particular situation. And quite literally, that event has caused you to put an end to a stage in your life where you've really been taking a lot of knocks. Really been putting up with a lot. You've been putting up with a lot of trials and tribulations from people. You know, you've been putting up with a lot of people sort of knocking you down and you having to pick yourself up. It feels very much like, I'm going to say, Capricorn, it feels very much like one of these scenarios, like, you know, you've been turning the other cheek, you've been putting up with it, you've been dealing the best you can, and sort of like this week, One of these messages is like the straw that broke the camel's back, and you're just like F off everybody, and it just completely sort of explodes into you being who you need to be, putting your cards on the table, but it also simultaneously sort of marks the end of a period of struggle and strife that you've really kind of had to deal with as a result of not standing your ground. Queen of Pentacles, Emperor energy, the Sun. So some of you are coming in this week working on your career. You know, it's all about your career. It's all about your business or what have you. Queen of Pentacles is somebody who's really worked themselves up from nothing. They've come from literally a barren wasteland. And through the blood, sweat, and tears, they have built up everything around them. This is the queen of sort of... she understands that it takes all of your time and emotions poured into something to really manifest your dreams. You can't be half-assed. You know, you can't be half-stepping. You can't be sort of wishy-washy. You have to really sort of put your heart into what you believe in if you want to manifest something incredible in your life. Certainly with regard to career, business, abundance, etc. And you're coming into the week with this. You're met with Emperor energy. I want to say for some of you, this could very well be a new love connection for you, right? The Emperor is very rigid. All right, 4 is the number for stability. He brings stability. He brings order, right? The Emperor is all about bringing order. He is associated with Aries energy, but it's neither here nor there. I'm not going to bother telling you you could be dealing with an Aries. You'd be dealing with a Cancer who has a moon in Aries. How would you know? You know, unless you did his natal chart. So it's very irritating when readers try to tell you who you're dealing with based on one card. Emperor energy is in fact a strong, fiery individual. It is somebody who's established. It's somebody who brings order. And somebody who has their eye on you. And by the end of the week, there is room for growth here. There's clarity coming in. There's warmth. All right? You aren't quite together just yet. And whether you actually end up together, we won't know just yet. But there is a strong... masculine energy coming in for you this week. And my readings are not gender specific or gender orientation specific. It really all depends on who you are. But this energy is definitely a masculine energy, right? So whether you are a man or a woman, this masculine energy is coming in for you this week. And they have their eye on you. And they're very, very interested. And I wouldn't be surprised if, again, keep an open mind. It could be that you normally don't go for these type of people, right? Or this type of a partner, but something about them, you know, by the end of the week, the clarity is revealed with the Sun right there. You have much more information about who this person is and how they can sort of, you know, why there is a connection here. But this very much feels to me like keeping an open mind and really welcoming in the possibility of a new love connection with somebody you never expected. 6 of Cups, Ace of Swords, and Justice. All right, so 6 of Cups is all about a harmonious, pleasurable relationship, right? This is a relationship that you enjoy being in. You know, it is Scorpio energy here, right? So you enjoy it. It's you know, it's warm. It's nurturing. It can be, oftentimes people call this a soulmate connection. It can be. You know, it can be. You know, we see 2 young people here, very young, but oftentimes to me this is symbolic of the soul, young souls coming together. And so in this way, it can be a long-term soul connection that you've had with someone. But it's also just a very harmonious relationship. So a lot of times this can indicate a friendship, right? Sometimes it can be a friendship that develops into something a bit more, right? Where there's been a lot of fond memories there, and now they are developing into something more substantial. Regardless, you come into the week with this energy of having this really nice sort of affection for someone and this nice time that you're having with someone. You're met with an Ace of Swords, which is clarity comes in. All of a sudden, new information comes in, clarity comes in, an understanding comes in, a vindication comes in. And you round your week off with Justice, which is all about a rebalancing. This could certainly be a wedding, right? This could certainly be a wedding in the sense that I want to say that in the sense that, like, you may meet at a wedding, right? You may be old friends that meet at a wedding, and this understanding suddenly just like, wow, you know, this inspiration comes in. Eight of Swords is like inspiration. It's like an understanding all of a sudden, knowledge all of a sudden about something, a union, a connection, an event, etc. This suddenly changes everything. And this particular understanding that comes in, this clarity that comes in, feels very much like a solution or something that sort of vindicates you, right? It could very well be that for a long time this connection has been there, and you knew it was a connection that would eventually, you know, develop into something, and then this week suddenly it does, and you feel like, see, I'm vindicated, you know what I mean? And you could be meeting at a wedding, because the justice is here, so there's some official event happening this week that rebalances everything, right? So it feels very much, and it doesn't feel like you two are getting married just yet, because here we still have Six of Cups. It's still kind of, you know, not quite at that state of necessarily being married, perhaps talking about engagement, right? But it's interesting, this new Ace of Swords is very much a clarity and understanding, information, and it could I feel strongly, Capricorn, for some of you, you may be attending a wedding, right? And meeting up with this old friend, and here you thought that maybe they were married, or maybe you thought they were living somewhere all this time that they weren't. And you get this information coming, and you find out, no, they're not married. They're single, they're free, and available, right? And they actually live close by to you, and it's like, oh shit, you know, like, wow, you know, do you mean to tell me that everything I thought would happen here is actually happening now? And it feels like really vindicating for you. And then you have this justice. It feels like everything has been rebalanced as a result of this. It's really, really cute energy. This is the end of your reading, Capricorn. If any of you are going through this last spread, definitely comment below if you can. I'd be very curious to know what you're going through. Let the collective know. But for right now, this is your reading for January 12th to the 18th. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, please like, subscribe. Hit the bell for notifications. You never know when I am releasing or premiering my videos, and I do premiere all my videos. Videos are up every single day. Every single day I put new videos up. So if you hit the bell, you will be notified, and you'll know what's coming up. And, you know, depending, sometimes it may be something completely different that I've just come up with that day. So if you like my style, if you like my channel, then hitting the bell as well as subscribing is the best bet that you can keep up with all my videos. But for right now, guys, have a wonderful, wonderful week, and I'll see you next week for your weekly. Bye-bye, Capricorn.